And
we're back with another episode of Get Rich Quick. I'm Justin. He's Jesse, and we're going to the moon.
did I just... oh, man, that's the first time the whole thing has been thrown off.
I love it. That was the first time. How you doing today, man?
Well, much better now. I mean,
That's good.
That was an unexpected beginning. I thought you were just going to start over and be like,
No.
damn, you ruined the whole thing.
It's Brew Your Mind. We're here live.
We're going to the moon this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, we're going to the moon. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But before we do, Jesse, what do you got over there to drink?
Well, I got a coffee, of course. Yeah. Boring. How about that? That's boring. But what I really got is what I want to show you here is...
I'm excited.
And I already popped it because I was like, I need a beer. But we got here, I'm going to show the camera. Focus on it, camera. There we go. And I'm going to show you, Justin. We on the Zoom call. So we got here. This is Southbound Brewing Company. All right. And it's made here in Savannah, Georgia. You know, another one. And this one is called Mountain Jam. And it's got a banjo on it. And it's classified here. It says it is a Southern lager. Now, I don't know what that is. But I tell you what. I don't... it tastes good. I already opened one. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a taste. I just barely tasted it. So I'm going to get... I got to be honest, man. It's very light. It tastes like a beer you could like crush in like no time. You know what I mean?
Man.
It's not heavy at all. And It's really good. I would honestly give it. I like light beers like that. Kind of tastes like a Coors Light or something like that.
Okay.
That kind of vibe. So you could kill it real quick. So I'm going to give that one a fat 10 out of 10 because it got the banjo on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, I'm fired up right now.
Uh-oh.
That is sick that you brought that beer, man.
Yeah. We're killing the game, man.
Dude, no, that's sick, man. I love your local beers that you bring. That sounds delicious, man.
It is. What you drinking now?
All right. Shoot. Check this out. I brought a Guinness beer that I never even heard of.
Ooh.
Or even knew that was a thing.
Ooh.
It's from the Open Gate Guinness Brewing Company. It's called Over the Moon.
Over the moon.
Over the moon. Milk stout. That's where we're going, boys. We're going to the moon.
See, you text me, you said, I got a beer this week, extra relevant. And I was trying to think, like, what could he have? Something with a rocket ship on it? Or I was thinking, like, I don't know, like Bitcoin on it or something. A Bitcoin beer.
Hey, I present to you from Bitcoin Brewing Company. Make money. No, Over the Moon. Have you heard of this? It's a Guinness beer.
Nope.
But I looked it up and it said, after 200 plus years of making the world's most popular dry stouts, we decided it was a high time to brew a sweeter style. So our American brewing company developed a milk stout, meaning a stout brewed with lactose, aka milk.
This is getting wild in here, ladies and gentlemen. And I just want to plug this real quick while Justin is pouring and tasting. If you want to see this on YouTube, we will have this posted a week after the audio. So we'll post this audio this coming Monday, or well, you're listening to it. We'll have it the Monday after this is posted. So just look out for that. And as Brew Your Mind Pod, Justin, what do you think of that beer, dude? Yeah, here we go.
Man, see, like it says, it's like.
There it is.
It's like smooth and just like I'm a sucker for stouts.
You wetting that baby's head?
Guinness. I'm wetting the baby's head.
Bada bing, bada boom. We're drinking on Zoom. We're on Zoom, ladies and gentlemen. I love that. This is the first beer I've had in 2 weeks since I was with you last time.
That's good. And what's also good is how we're starting this episode. Like we're coming in hot.
It's electricity. This whole week has been electricity and wildness and
than a regular Guinness.
Fun to, I like the way that can looks too, man. That's really good. And Guinness is like probably top 3 beers for me, for sure.
It's so good.
You drink
this
it anytime.
This might be better than a regular Guinness. But hey, we just knocked it out of the park. I'm going 10 out of 10 too because I'm feeling lively. Jesse, this week, man, what the hell happened and why is everyone talking about the same thing? What?
Well, we're moving into our house now and everyone's talking about it. And if you want to see a tour of my house,
On Twitter.
go to my YouTube channel, and that's Sailor Jesse. And there's a full tour of the house, and everyone keeps talking about it. Everyone keeps talking about it.
I know.
To the
I don't
moon.
know why they're going to the moon, man. Your house, it's taking us to the moon.
Man, I'm saying it gets people hyped like that. We're a rocket ship, and I'm the jet fuel.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, this week has been wild, dude. I mean, I'm sure everyone listening knows, but for those who don't know, I don't know the best way to explain this. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of how it all
I'm
works.
not getting into the nitty-gritty.
Because everyone's been like, okay, it's like this. You got
All right,
10 bananas and then a
Let me dumb it
squirrel.
down for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, let's see what we got here. You got 3 people where you bought a car, right? And the car, it wasn't going to get bought by you anyway, so you didn't buy it. It's some stupid stuff, And it's like, no, we're not going to go into that. Look it up. You heard of the GameStop, AMC, Nokia, BlackBerry,
GameStop,
Dogecoin.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which, Dogecoin, real bad this morning.
Yeah.
Real bad. I'm
Yeah.
glad I sold most of it at its high point, but still kind of taking a little bit of a bite this morning.
I didn't sell anything.
we're holding.
Yet. I'm holding, man.
We're holding. We're going to the moon.
I don't have that much invested, but if it for some reason ever took off like a year from now, like Bitcoin did, then I guess, that's good.
Ride it.
We're going to invest all that money into some Brew Your Mind merch.
Duh. Here's the problem.
Here's the problem.
The thing that we noticed, everyone has noticed this past week, is us little folk, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we do, all right? Because the 1%, they're going to stay the 1% because they control everything. And once us common folk want to try to get rich quick, we can't. We can't do what the 1% does because we're not the 1%.
We can't do it.
So it's a reminder this week that we are the 99% and we're going to stay the 99%. But we're trying to fight back, right? That's why we're going to the moon.
I want to fight back.
For your right to party.
I got a fun idea.
But it's frustrating.
I got a fun thing. I want you to keep ranting while I plug my computer in because I just realized it's not plugged in. It said you have 10% left.
Well, plug it in. I'm gonna talk about Ameritrade. I'm gonna talk about Robinhood. I'm gonna talk about them all and how they are not letting us trade freely, even though we have the right to do it. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. That's why Doge is taking a dump this morning because no one can even invest in it. This is
I know,
stupid,
man. Like Twitter took it off. Twitter even took it off for a minute. The hashtag thing with the $sign.
Yeah.
They took it off, and I was like, man, this is not a good sign.
Or like when the Reddit thread got shut down.
Yeah,
Wall Street Bets.
for like an hour.
It's like, what is going on?
I know. I tried to look at it, and it said it was private, and I was like, oh, no. And I was like, if this stays offline, everyone's going to panic and sell. Mm-hmm. But no one did. Mm-mm. It's been insane, and it's been so much fun to watch.
Yeah, it's and like you and I talked about it too. It's just something to get involved in. And it feels like we're just we're paying money for stress too.
Yeah,
it's good. It's healthy. It's keeping us strong.
Do you still have any shares in GameStop?
Yes, I have a few shares in that, but I'm just holding. I'm holding. I have more in AMC, which I'm still holding, but
only ever had 1.25 shares. I got in way too late, and I was like, I'm not spending that much money.
Did you sell?
No.
We're holding. We're going to the moon.
We're
people.
holding.
Listen, that is.
There's no point for me to sell.
Yeah, I mean that's the topic of this episode. Is we're going to the moon.
We're holding.
Let me first, before we keep talking, I do want to mention last episode. Fantastic stuff. Shout out Tev for joining us.
Am I in trouble?
This is Jesse's last episode. We found out that Tev would be better, and he has a larger audience.
Yeah, that's true.
It's our one way to get Brew Your Mind merchandise is by actually going straight to the source itself. No, seriously, last episode was great. For anyone that's here, that's not normally here, like came in from the Crown Supply side and is listening, sorry that we hit you hard with the energy right off the bat. Sometimes it'll happen like that. Jesse will give me that look, and I'll look at him, and then that's when we know it's just it could just go downhill. So hey, thank you for joining us again this week. If you came back, and for those that are here always. Shout out D Brown. My goodness, he gassed me up last night.
Uh-oh.
He was saying, I'm not going to say exactly what he was saying, but he was saying some real good things about me and you, Jesse, and how we're riding a high right now. Brew Your Mind, everything's going great. He's loving the episodes. Each one's getting better, and he's going to listen to this one and be like, all right, you guys took a step back. So let's keep crushing it.
D Brown, I have no other words but to say D Brown fucking rules. Absolutely. With a hand like this. like the French, you know.
Chef's
And he knows he does. Hey, man, you got to get friends around you that are going to gas you up and just make you believe that you are the rocket you're going to the moon for no reason. You're like, why am I launching off right now? And it's because of friends like D. Brown. You know what I'm saying? They know you're running on fumes, and they just fill you up. And then when you're not looking, they go, and they light you on fire, and then you're just shooting. And then you got, the diamond hands? You know?
The diamond hands and the gorilla, my man.
I love the memes, man.
There's so many memes.
This has been the best thing I've ever seen. I'm not kidding. This has been one of the most fun things because everyone on there is an idiot on Reddit. It's just like, hello, my fellow autists. Just everything is stupid. And I'm like, this sounds like this is a moment I want to say. I'm going to generalize that group and say they're probably mostly men. And I want to say this is a beautiful moment of the example of what beautiful, stupid men can do. This is it. The way they talk to each other on there.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. I mean, you summed it up 100%. And it's just like, I don't know. I tweeted about it. I was like, it's just so fun to have like the whole country talk about the same thing. When it's something like this, you know, and nothing like crazy negative. But when it's something like this, and we all just rally together, bunch of strangers, hey, hold strong there, buddy. I know you can do it. And it's like, honestly, you really don't care if I hold strong. You really just want me to hold for your own benefit. So I can see right through you. But I'm with you because we're in this together. And then you're just one part of just a giant team.
It's been fun, man.
It's been a fun week.
I'll say I thought you sold because of your tweet that you put. You said, what'd you say? Something about already being at the moon?
Oh, you can't, we're not going to the moon if you're already there?
Yeah, and I was like, did he sell?
No.
I was
no. We're holding strong.
Because to me, I thought that meant like, can't get to the moon if we're already there. Like, I thought you were saying we already hit, like, it's probably going to go down from here. So I thought you were jumping ship.
I was thinking more of where my mind is at, you know, like
we always there.
I'm already at paradise, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm there. I just physically need to get there, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, hey, what do you want to talk today? Because I mean, we could ramble on about this crazy fiasco. Oh, dude, you like my new hat? Crown Supply.
I know.
I took advantage of the promo code BrewPod. By the time you guys are listening to this, it's gonna be gone. Sucker.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. What do you want to talk about today, man?
Well, what's been going on this week? Dude, I haven't had anything crazy this week. It's been busy at work. So I'm trying to think. I know I made some notes of stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
And we should dive. Let's look at those.
I got them pulled up.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Man, give it a whirl. And
right.
Let's see what happens here. I mean, if we don't get off the ground, we just got to add some jet fuel. You know what I mean? That's it.
We'll get D. Brown to strike us up. All right, so Jesse mentioned this in our notes a while back, and we'll bring it to surface. And it's an interesting conversation that we can have. So we got a question here. How can you tell people?
Oh, okay. Here we go.
How can you tell people everything that's interesting about yourself without it being cringe?
Yeah.
Or seeming vain, or seem like you're bragging about yourself?
Yeah. Because I have that trouble. Like I usually feel like I'm, you know, always working around new people, and then you'll see, like you're like, man, there's a lot of interesting things to me. Like I'm sure people will be interested in. Like if I told them I did a regular podcast and it was like really cool, and you know, but like you worry about like how do you? Because people ask you, you know, they want to know like, well, tell me about yourself, and then I can never do it. I can never tell anyone that I have a podcast. It's almost like it's always just found out somehow, like around work people. But it's like, how do you own up to that? Because sometimes I'll see people that just straight up own it, and because they own it so hard, they're not cringy at all. And then people are like, yeah, that's actually really cool. And then I'm sitting there going, damn, I wish I could do that. I wish I could just like shamelessly be like, yeah, I do a podcast. I make some YouTube videos and then music and, you know, whatever. And like, I'd love for you to know. Because, like, I feel like it would make you view me in a better way, I guess. But then I'm always worried about, like, should you just, you know, shoot straight to the moon with it, you know? Not worry about the cringe? The moon is going to be brought. It's going to be back. The moon's coming back.
Dude, I'm drinking the moon. No, I looked it up because I was kind of curious if there was different ways of not really just necessarily talking about your accomplishments, but like talking about the stuff that you do, like you mentioned, like the podcast or something like that. And a couple ideas were like keep the emphasis on the hard work that you do, and make it instead of you saying, you know, stuff. Sometimes you hear people like, "Oh, I barely tried to make that happen," or "That was easy to me," you know, that kind of thing. Emphasizing the work that you do behind, like for the podcast, all the work that we put into it, you know. So maybe it's not the best way to lead into it, but
yeah,
I just realized I said I was drinking the moon, which I'm not wrong.
That's so funny.
I'm not wrong.
I'm drinking the moon,
is.
and I was like, oh my god, like
It's good.
I feel like
What do you got, Jesse?
it's like that thing that people do when they say "fake it till you make it." Like when people that may not be as good as you think they are at something or as legitimate, they fake it so well they like trick most people into thinking that they're really, you know, it's just branding. So I'm like, maybe I should just extra own it and make it, you know, because I was watching a video on YouTube this morning, and I don't know how I stumbled upon this. I was just drinking coffee, and I stumbled across a video of Creed, the band, you know.
Wow.
And it was an interview with the guitar player, and he was talking about the lead singer early on in the days, and he was like, I really admired Scott Stapp's. He was like his like almost delusional idea that they were the greatest band in the world, and he never stopped thinking that and saying that. And it's almost just like he just like spoke it into existence, like people say. But he did it so much that it actually created around him. The rest of the guys started believing it, and it created like this. Like real momentum that they really did, but even though they weren't the greatest band, you know, they got to that level because they were like, "No, we're going there. We're on this rocket to the moon, and like we're not going to doubt it. Like we are the greatest band, and the rest of the world doesn't know it yet." So, kind of like just owning it and believing in it, and just even though just telling yourself enough and telling each other yourself, like we are a great podcast. We really are. You know, 'cause most of the time I'm like. No, everyone's got a podcast. And, you know, it's that cringy joke like, you know, what do you call 2 or 3 guys that get together? A podcast. Anymore. But, you know, I don't know. That's just a joke. But
no,
I mean,
I like that. I like that mindset for us, for it to carry over to us too. Like,
yeah, it's like branding. That's all it is making people believe that you and I think people are way more vulnerable to the shifting their mindset about something based on what people are saying. If you say it, then 2 or 3 people start saying, and it spreads, and all of a sudden, like this illegitimate feeling of, oh, they're just an amateur podcast, like they're just 2 guys, they're like any other guy, and then you start to create that feeling enough and say it over and over, and then like you bring it every time. Like I feel like we really try and bring it, and then we like try and do the teasers and the videos that look good and sounds good, you know, and the merch, and we're trying to get to that legitimate level. But it's like, but how do you tell people that is my problem? It's like when people, like I had a guy at work ask me like, what do you like to get into? And I really wanted to say, I have a podcast that I'm really passionate about right now, and I love it, and it makes me excited. But I also was like, oh, I don't know, I just like chill and nothing. Like I sounded like the most boring person, but I was like, I was kind of mad at myself that I wasn't like confidently like, you know, I am a podcaster, like I'm into it, and I don't feel like it's stupid to say that, and even though people joke about it, you know, but I was just kind of mad. I was like, how can you navigate that? Do you just like go straight through it? And if they think you're cringe, then who cares? Which I guess is the best thing. But I do care about what people think, I think. But
yeah, I mean, I could say for myself, I think I've shifted towards, because whenever, you know, the podcast subject got brought up, you know, in a conversation of mine, and like, yeah, it's something fun I like to do, like a hobby, you know, it's something I always want to do.
Yeah.
And now it's like, hey, what do you got going on this weekend? I'm actually recording a new episode on my podcast, you know, and I try to like, and that gives me a chance to actually talk about it.
Yeah.
And last week we had Tev on, and here's the backstory. The week before that, you know, I had Sam on, and they're like, "Oh, Sam," and I was like, "Yeah." And then all of a sudden, you know, we start talking.
And
about
Jesse's there every time.
And well, Jesse sometimes shows up, and then he just rambles and he won't stop talking. But if you get through that, no, I'm totally kidding. You literally make the podcast, man. I love it.
But yeah, that's what everyone tells me. Everyone keeps telling me it's about me now. Oh my God. This is just
good.
ridiculous.
We're going to the moon.
We're going to the moon.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
good. It's like treating it with the respect that it deserves.
yeah,
You know?
and that's what I think. Like, especially on your side when you're like with these teasers and you're always trying to find different ways to improve, like the intros that you're working on now, and it's like each time we're trying to better ourselves, and I think that is also increasing our confidence in the podcast as well. Like, hey, we actually are producing a pretty sick product here, and I think we shifted. I think we got to a point in this podcast that we shifted away from just, hey, listen to Jesse and Justin just ramble and talk with each other, to listen to Jesse and Justin talk, but you can also be included in the conversation. You know, we have people also including themselves, you know, and I think that's what D. Brown was kind of mentioning the other day.
Yeah.
It's like you guys found your stride, and now we're rolling with it, you know. So, and that's why, hey, I mean, that just comes down to sharing gratitude as well, you know, like being thankful for all you guys that are listening. And I feel like we do this all the time, you know, always saying thank you, you guys. But it legit, if we look at the stats and see one or two people listening, then what's the point of going through all this hard work, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I love it, dude.
That's good.
We're going to the moon.
Yeah, it's like it's definitely getting to that point where it's feeling legitimate. Like to me, like as a part of me, like what I'm. It's not just like we'll just last minute get together and record a podcast. No, I like really look forward to this, and I'm taking notes all the time, and I'm like, we should talk about this and this. I want to make it planned out and figure out a way to make it like not just because you know there's a lot of podcasts.
Oh, there's so many, man.
That it's just people hanging out, and they're just talking about what'd you do this week, but they're talking about that the whole time. And I mean, for some people, that's fine. If you know, like for instance, like Rhett and Link on YouTube, they talk about themselves and their
personal life
weekend, but they can get away with it because they've already established themselves, and the people that go and listen to them just because they want to know about their life. You know,
their
what I mean?
Hollywood life that they live now.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So it's like how when it's me and you, and we don't have some big other thing, and then also a podcast, and people don't come here from that big other thing, you know. So then it's you have to like really try and prepare a little bit more.
Yeah. Plus, most of our listeners, they could literally just text us and be like, "So what'd you do last week?"
That's
you know,
true.
And it's like we could just go down that route, you know, and we encourage that, of course. But so we got to do a little more work, you know. Work's not cut out for us.
Work's not cut out, man. I'll tell you what, I've been getting back into jogging. Speaking of talking about myself.
I saw that, man. I saw that, dude. You're looking good too. Look at you right now.
Look at me
Flex
sitting in this corner. You can't back me in the corner. I'll get out. So, I knew that would get you going. I knew it would.
Dude,
Side note.
What, listen.
We're going to talk about it.
Okay.
The elephant in the room.
Oh, hell. I didn't think you were going to bring it up, man.
You know what I'm going to bring up, dude? Hitman 3. I've been playing it a little bit, and it's good.
I knew you were gonna bring it
It's
up.
good. I like it. Have you ever played the Hitman 1, 2, or 3?
1. That's it. Hardly.
These are good, man. We're doing a video game segment. Video game segment right here.
Video games.
Go to Justin's YouTube page. I would subscribe to you. I forgot you had one. What is it, Professor 3?
Yeah, I think I had it in like high school. You know? I forgot even
you
had a
sent it to
channel,
me
so.
today, and I was like, YouTube. And then I went, and it said I was already subscribed, and I was like, oh, nice. So, dude, those clips you've been posting from
Now I know who my
Warzone.
2 subscribers are. You and me. That's great, dude.
YouTube is weird like that. I don't know of a way to see who subscribed to you, which is good and
I
bad.
think you can.
I don't know. Anyway, Hitman's great. We got to play Rocket League again. This guy at work has been talking about Rocket League, and I was like, boy.
Someone at my work has been playing Rocket League too. They're actually have like a real big They have a real big Twitch stream during the Super Bowl during halftime of Rocket League, and like they have the field like it's going to be like a football field too, like American football. So Rocket League is just
when is the Super Bowl?
It's next Sunday. I don't want to talk about sports.
I do.
Let's not. We're actually going to stick with the gaming subject.
Oh, man. Justin is a Green Bay Packers fan, and that's all we're going to say. I don't even know what happened, but as you can see, if you look at on YouTube here, and that is youtube.com.
There's a difference between this set and last week's set. I had G's and green and yellows and Packers all around me. all in the trash. No, not in the trash, but in a cardboard box in the corner that you can't see on the screen. But very depressing, very depressing. This is a good, we keep plugging throughout the episode. I want to plug this, the DekkerPost.com. Sam.
There we go.
Especially you guys, you Wisconsin listeners, you Wisconsin fans, just posted a article yesterday, pretty much the last decade of Wisconsin sports. Fantastic read, like I said on Twitter, but also a very depressing ride down memory lane because you get to relive all the shortcomings of Wisconsin sports. And guess what? We get to do it again next year. It's going to be great. Can't wait. Sports are amazing.
It's going to be good, boy. Man, I'm telling you what. I tried to read that post by Sam, and it was like kind of, I don't think that one was for me.
No, we have it blocked by Jesse.
Yeah.
So if your name's Jesse, you can't read it.
Yeah, that one wasn't for me. I tried.
Yeah. That's all. Hey, he also has a couple people. He has actually someone writing on his website as well, Nathan. Dude, his website's going to the moon. It's sick.
Oh, man.
Can't wait.
To the moon.
What else we got? Do you want to mention anything? Do you want to mention this forgiveness topic that you wrote down?
Forgiveness?
Because I feel like we're gonna keep going back and forth. We're gonna ramble a little bit, and we can get serious, talk about the subject a little bit. Honestly, it's up to you. I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking the whole time.
I forgot about that one. Because I wrote down something about like forgiveness. What did I write? Where is it? I don't see it in the notes, but
you said making the argument for forgiveness.
Making the argument for forgiveness. You know, I think I was inspired by Dolly Parton. And I'll tell you a story.
You did go through a little Dolly Parton thing last week or the week prior.
Did I talk about that?
No, you didn't mention it. I just think I saw it on your social media pages.
Oh, yeah. So I love Dolly Parton for one. She's always been like a role model of mine because I'm just not like her. There's no way. But she's so kind and sweet. And I think there's a lot of great characteristics to learn from her. So I was listening to a podcast. I think it's called Dolly Parton's America. And it's by a guy, and he just interviews Dolly and people around her. And there was a part where her first big break was in the 60s or 70s? 60s, I think. And she was on a old country TV show. What was his name? Anyway, the guy that brought her on, he was the main host. She worked with him. They had a close relationship for a long time. And then she wanted to break out on her own and be like, she wanted to legitimize herself more. And she broke out. And then eventually he sued her for like millions of dollars. I guess because he was upset about it. Because she was this great big shining star and bringing more people to his show. And then she wanted to break out. And she ended up she lost the thing, had to pay him millions of dollars, and then she wasn't bitter about it. She forgave him years later, and when she could have easily not, because, and then I think he eventually was going bankrupt later on in his life, and she gave him back the rights to all these music things and like whatever on top of that, just for no reason.
I think it's the power of Dogecoin.
It is the power of the Doge. But I was thinking, I think I was talking, I don't know who I was talking to, but they were like, I don't know if I could ever do that. That's crazy because he did it wrong in so many ways. But I think, to me, is forgiveness something that is just more natural to people? Because to me, I can forgive people for anything, really. I don't hold grudges. But then I know some people who absolutely cannot forgive someone. They just hold the grudge. So
write them off like immediately, yeah.
So it's like I was trying to make the argument for what is better about holding the grudge or just forgiving people and letting go. Are some people just incapable, I guess? Because I feel like I'm not capable of holding a grudge. One, because I think I'm just so forgetful about what people do wrong to me. Honestly, I forget. And then two, I just realized like people, myself included, I do things to people that upset them, and I do it not intentionally at all. And if they knew my heart, I think they would go, oh, well, of course I forgive you. That was just a human Neanderthal moment you had or something. You know what I mean? Like your lizard brain took over. You said things you didn't mean or whatever the case. So I think I usually think that about when people wrong me, I just think, well, they didn't mean that personally to me. They just, they weren't themselves. They were a human, but they weren't their like character self. Does that make sense?
No, it does.
So
And
like,
Jesse,
I don't know if you struggle with forgiving people. I don't think you do. I think me and you are kind of on the same level. I think so, probably. But I mean, have you ever had people around you that is frustrating because there's like a circle of friends and there's 2 or 3 people that they just have wronged them and they will not make amends. And so you have to like kind of navigate that. I think that's what my problem is. And also I'm afraid that people are going to cut me off that quick too because of a misunderstanding. So how do you convince people that forgiveness is the way? Is it the way? Is it really the way? I don't know.
Dude, that's a rock star question. I'll lead off by we're not so different, you and I, right? When it comes to this topic, I tend to forgive and forget pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But I think that it has to be a root of it, and I think that's how you were raised or who you've been around with for so long in all your life that like maybe you were raised to not forgive people so quickly, or maybe something happened to you in the past that you forgave them and it came back and just bit you, and then maybe that changed the way of how you are now. So I think it has to do a lot with your past experiences. Like for me, I haven't burned for forgiving someone so quickly. It's just I've actually found that it's been more beneficial. If I'm not holding a grudge. Because I look at it like this: like you're holding a grudge. What's coming out of that? You're burning a bridge that you might need one day. You never know. And then that's going to be shot. So I like to keep as many doors open as I can. And I like to walk through doors. My name is Justin.
Don't hold the grudge. You ain't the judge.
Shoot. Get some bars?
Eat some bars.
No, but seriously.
Yeah.
That's a really good question because it's like, is there a way for someone that cuts people off so quickly, doesn't forgive people, is there a way to maybe open their eyes? Or maybe there's a way we could find out, hey, why? Maybe is that a touchy subject? Like, hey, dude, why don't you forgive people that like what like something like I don't know if that's real personal. I don't know if someone want to open up about that, but
I don't know. But most of the time, the people I know that hold grudges towards people, it's for really small infractions, really. And but it's not for me to judge on whatever their threshold is for forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the threshold? Should you endlessly forgive people?
I mean, there's probably an extent, it's like, hey, crimes are probably not easily forgivable. Like that's probably that one side of the spectrum. But Jesse, if you and I were supposed to hang out tonight, I didn't hear from you at all. You just bailed, and then tomorrow you say, hey, my bad, man. I lost track of time. I'm so forgetful. And then I'm like, and you say you're sorry. Hey, yeah, I forgive you, man. Like that kind of petty stuff, But there's people that won't forgive you for those things. It's like, nah, dude, we had plans. We set straight. Why'd you ditch me, dude?
Yeah.
Why'd you ditch me?
Get it, man. Let them know. Don't let them ditch. You ain't no snitch.
Snitch?
No, but I guess it's really not my place to preach at people that they should be more forgiving. I mean, I get if they're at peace with their life.
Exactly.
Holding grudges. Yeah. I think it just kind of peels away at my heart a little bit to have that thing. And I'm also afraid of like someone holding grudges to me because it has happened. I feel like my whole time in Alaska, about half the people I was friends with don't like me now, which is absurd to me because my whole life I've floated through life, I think, with people generally liking me. I think. I don't know. But my experience there now is just, I don't know. People holding grudges towards me. But it's like, it hurts me because it's like, I feel like I never got to explain. And it's like, well, people will forgive me because they know my heart. They know I'm like, I think people know I'm a genuine, whatever. But then when it doesn't happen,
genuine,
the genuine, I don't know, man. It's just, life is complicated, and you can't make everyone happy. And I keep trying to learn that over and over because I want to be liked. Especially if it's like a misunderstanding. I got to fix that problem. It's like when I see a stray cat and the cat doesn't want to be petted. I have to sit there for an hour winning the cat over until I can pet it. I just can't go home until I do it.
That's true.
So I view the people that don't like me, they're cats.
No, that's true. And Michael Scott said it best, right? And I know you agree, but he said, "Do I need to be liked?" All right, I'm preaching right now. Absolutely not. I like to be liked. I enjoy being liked.
Yes.
I have to be liked.
Have to.
But it's not like this compulsive need to be liked. Like my need to be praised.
Oh, man, that reminds me of those Enneagram things. And it says mine, it was like characters or celebrities that you're like.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Scott. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's probably me. Because the need to be like praised and liked and like that approval and, that thing.
Yeah.
That's why I love when I watch that show. I just love watching him so much because I get him. Even though he's an idiot. And I'm like, I totally understand you, Michael. I get it.
Hashtag same. No, but like you bring up a good point because I feel like there's a lot of unspoken things about like, I mean, for instance, like you mentioned being liked. And it's like us as human beings, we normally don't talk with people of like, okay, why don't you like me? Normally we just go our separate ways. There's normally no discussion about it. So, like, is there a way that we can actually open up that can of worms and try to, or is it just pointless? Like, maybe we're just built to not get along with certain kinds of people or certain types of people.
Yeah, probably. And I think that's another thing I've had to come to grips with, be like, I'm not everyone's flavor. And I have to accept that. And it's funny you say it that way because there's a guy at work, super like he's a warrant officer pilot there, and he works in the office with me about every day. And I get along with him. It's so great. He's super friendly. He always talks to people coming in. Yeah, best friend. So I'm starting a podcast with him. Anyway, no, shout out to James, And
shout out James.
He's a really cool dude. And he was talking to Sky walked in, and I make small talk with him. He's the first sergeant in the unit. And he's in there talking, whatever, and I'm always talking to him. And James was trying to talk to him. And it just wasn't meshing, and I didn't notice. And then first sergeant walked out. He's like, James is like, God, that guy hates me. I think he hates me. And I was like, why do you think that? He's like, well, I don't know. He's like, I think I have a very sarcastic sense of humor, and I think I made a joke one time that embarrassed him in front of people. And he's like, now every time I talk to him, I feel like I'm trying to get back in, and it bothers me that he doesn't like me. So maybe... he's just not like, James is not his flavor, and there's nothing you can do. Because there's people like that for me. I wish I could name off out loud, because me and you both know. There's someone that's coming to mind back at the hub, and she just did not like either of us. I remember.
Nope.
Do you remember Briefer Cell? Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
How weird that you know who I'm talking about. But
it just clicked instantly.
I'd never forget. I remember that one time you got the phone call that you got the chief assistant position, or whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like punching you and stoked. I was like, yeah, dude. Yeah. Like, celebrating your victory because you don't want to do it later. It's happening now. You just got the phone. Yep. And she's just like, can you guys stop? And I was like, what is your problem?
Us little airmen, too, were like, oh, yeah. It also reminds me outside of tech school when me and you.
Yeah.
we were singing that song. How's it go again, Jesse?
Ain't nobody lying
to you.
Yeah. That,
I ain't got no secrets I ain't hiding from you.
Yep.
You still. So Jesse and I, we'd sing the same verse over and over
again, from the asking all them questions. Asking all them questions. Why are you asking all them questions? Making statements. Yeah, so we were walking out the schoolhouse that day, just me and you, buddy, with our little backpacks on. And we're singing that verse over and over and over. And no one was around. And this guy from out the woodwork goes, will you shut up?
About a bush.
He was over there smoking. And he was like...
E6 tech sergeant.
Yeah, he was a tech sergeant. And we were like, what?
Would you guys shut up? And us little airmen.
I'll never forget that, man.
We were startled in our little booths, and then we got into formation. We started marching. Yes, we marched until we could not march no more.
Yes, still marching. Dude, that was great, though. I feel like that's what me and you are. We get into our little march and our little bubble, and our energy is out of control, and we're like gassed up. We're like, we're the greatest podcast in the world. And then some guy over there smoking, killing himself with cigarettes, says, will you two shut up? No one needs a
My goodness.
podcast.
That story could not paint a prettier picture for life.
You know what happened though?
The haters that try to bring us down.
You know what happened with that guy? We laughed. We're like, that guy's crazy. And we kept going. And I was like, could you believe that loser yelling at us for having fun?
And that's the mindset you got to have for this podcast, for everything else that you're going for. You just have that confidence. People, would you stop? You don't need to do that. You're not any good. You're boring. Blah, blah, blah. And you just laugh.
You just laugh, man.
Because you know there's people that care about you and what you're doing.
Exactly.
Just,
Yes. To the moon. Yeah. Get it, dude. To the moon. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please watch this on YouTube. Week after today, Brew Your Mind Pod. Brew Your Mind Pod. And also, I want to say, Justin, I got one more question.
oh, hell.
I got one more question. And then I'm going to break out the app and we're going to do a random question. All right. Yes. Go crazy. He's going crazy. He's lost it. That boy, astronaut.
Did you ask the question already?
No.
Oh, I thought I missed it.
I want to know to you, you know, we're trying to get to that level and feel legitimate, and we're starting to feel that momentum. And like D Brown said, shout out D Brown, love you. He's saying, you know, we're finding our stride, right? You know, but things don't feel different with us necessarily. But perception to him, he thinks, oh, we're on the, you know, we're rocket time right up there.
We going on a ship,
you know,
our favorite rocket ship. Zooming through the sky.
Hey.
Little brew your mind.
Hey. I'm going to break this corner. Man, I got this question I'm going to get out eventually.
It's like I don't know if you saw that video of someone making fun of podcasts. Yeah. You're like, all right, this is what we're going to talk about
So
today.
what I want to say is, the thing is, now hold on a second. No.
Podcast be like.
I know. I want to know to you, exactly. Here's the question. I'm just going to keep it going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. I want to know, what does success look like to you? I say that because the obvious, is it a perception thing from outsiders? Like D Brown is saying, we're finding our stride now, right? So to him, you know, I've had people say the same thing. So it's like, is that success? I'm sorry. I'm losing it, man.
This is a great question.
Yeah, what does it look like?
What D Brown said.
How do you know?
And how we're letting what D Brown said to us get to our head.
Yes.
But it's like,
we're gassed up.
How do you know personally? Is that what you're asking?
I mean, because what do you think of? Yeah, like when your friends are around you. Like, how do you know you're there or you're getting there, or what is your idea? What do you want to get to? What is success? Is it just happiness and family and peace? Is it money and being recognized for certain things and positions? Like, what is your idea of success?
My idea of success, because in general, success is viewed differently by different people, right? It's by some people, it's how much money they made. Some people, it's did they reach the goals? Going to the moon, people. Boom. It's if they reach their goals or not, or if they. I think it really is goal setting to me, and to me personally, because I think I had to switch that mindset while growing up. I think I may have mentioned this before, but it's like, my goals were way, way too far away from me.
Mars.
You know? And we're going to the moon, people. And I think, like, by getting older and more mature and realizing that reaching short-term goals, smaller goals, and the success feeling that I get from them is more rewarding than having these outrageous goals. Like in 6th grade, being an NBA player, when knowing dang well a little white guy that wears glasses ain't gonna make it. No, I'm kidding. Hey, if you're listening to this, you got your little white guy with glasses, you'll make it.
Did Sam wear glasses?
He wears glasses now, I think.
He's little. He's little for sure.
He's small, dude. Hey, get big. No, but God, this is a really good topic that you brought up. Yeah, I love it.
We just got the giggles now because I keep thinking about ain't nobody lying to you. Shut up.
I ain't got no secrets. I ain't
there it is.
You, but you still want to check my phone.
And my tweet.
Who I talking to? Who I trying to meet?
There it is. Man.
You say you pregnant.
Man, bringing it back.
God,
Bringing it
this
back.
is really showing the true colors this episode, and I apologize, but
What is success, though? You know, are we at the precipice of success now? I don't
do you
know.
think so?
Well, I don't know. To
What
me,
is success for the podcast? What do you think success is? Because right now, I think we're succeeding with what we're trying to do, and that is, continuously to build a Brew Your Mind community. And I mean, you can look at the numbers. The numbers back up that. So we're succeeding in that category. But in general, is this podcast successful to you?
Oh, it is. I think we definitely aren't slacking on what we're bringing. But like, I'm trying to think of what my goal or success would be like for this. I guess would be just eventually having it more of like a machine, I guess, with some more sustainability, I think.
Yeah, a team.
Yeah, like if there was, a few different ideas for editing and merch, and social media type stuff,
Yeah, dude,
that would
our patches and coasters successful, straight success.
Really?
And that was yeah, Jesse.
Really.
Yeah, it was successful.
You know what's funny about that? I ain't got none of those here. I ain't got none of those. I haven't asked you for them though either. Justin's got the whole collection. He got them all made up.
It's in the Brew Your Mind warehouse. All right, so
just save me one patch. That's all I need.
I'm kidding.
I was like, I'm too late. Everyone else done got them.
Dude, that is such a great question. Because success is viewed differently by everyone.
It's all different. What about life in general? Just like not, but like what? How?
Yeah.
Like, is it like success for my life? It's not money. Is it? I think it's just peace. I think
That's exact.
Just
I think even to stem off of that would be the lowest amount of stress possible. That brings peace, so it's just a healthy mindset all the time. Mm-hmm. You don't have anything just holding you down, dragging you back, and that to me that's pretty successful. You're successful as a person if you don't have all these burdens just weighing you down.
Yeah. I'm just like daydreaming now about getting to that level. I'd really like to get that Dogecoin. No, I'd really like to.
That corner's killing me, by the way.
It'd be so cool. I know I keep leaning back and I'm like sunk up in it. But I was thinking that it'd be so cool if like success with this podcast would be leverage, I think, to do more things and help people. That'd be so cool. I love when you see
Tev.
Mr. Beast. There's been some of his videos where he there was one video where he raised a crazy ton of money for like homeless shelters or something crazy. And it was wildly inspiring. Have you seen Mr. Beast?
I think I heard it, but I haven't.
He's the one that like, it was good. He's the one that like donates like $10,000 to streamers that have no one watching and like crazy stuff like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But
another one, Barstool, his president Dave, and how he has been FaceTiming random small businesses and be like, hey, here's a lump sum of money because you guys got hit hard with COVID, and like he's been doing it like every week he has a new video of him doing it, and it's just like
what a G.
Dumb people, right? And like even like he's made it. All right, he's made it. He's made it.
Yeah, he's got a lot of leverage and credibility.
But even this last week, he's like, I'm on your side, guys. I'm not with the big suits. You know what they're doing right now? The corruption with all the stocks. F them.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep my $3 million in GameStop or Dogecoin or whatever you had.
Yeah.
I could sell it. I'll lose a little bit of money and I'll just invest in whatever. But no, I'm gonna hold it. I'm with you guys. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
Them people right there. That's successful.
That is success. Success is a journey. It's not a destination.
That's good.
Embrace
the journey.
Your journey. You know what I'm saying?
I don't need to be liked. I have a need to be praised, but I don't need to be liked. Okay, I have to be liked.
Which character from The Office are you? We've talked about this.
Yeah, you said I was
Jimothy.
James. Jimothy. Yes.
Yeah, you're like Jim.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Which is super
Tall.
cool because it's like Jim is
Skinny.
the cool guy
I'm big tuna.
in the show.
Big haircut.
You big tuna
what
for
I'm saying?
sure, man. I love it out
Best
here.
friends.
Dude,
Andy
let's talk about the COVIDness. Did you get the you got a shot yet?
I did. I got another one happening next week.
I can see
Second
that.
one.
I like that you're
see?
showing us all. I
It
did.
happened right here.
And prove it. I can prove it right here. Look at my sleeve.
Dude, did you get it?
Not yet. I'm about to.
Dude,
though.
that shit hurt.
Yeah, this
My
guy at
arm
work was like, I don't want to raise my arm.
Yeah, maybe I was being dramatic.
And I was
but
like,
I felt like it was probably the worst shot pain that I've had. Not instant. I mean, fine, it felt normal, but then like an hour, 3 hours,
3, 4,
5 hour
2 hours went by.
But the second one's supposed to be worse. The second one is supposed to where all the side effects happen. So if I come back, no eyelids, missing hair, you know what happened to me.
Maybe I'll let Justin be the scapegoat for this one.
I'll be the GP. You heard? The guinea pig.
I was like,
you leaned,
what
you
was
leaned
that?
in. You're like, wait, GP?
You mean SG scapegoat? Guinea pig. You got me
Hey,
with that one. I didn't know where.
Open
where
the
that was
app
going.
up real quick. Let's knock out a quick rapid
Oh,
questions.
okay. Yeah.
And then we'll shut this
Ooh.
beach down.
Man, I got. I'm so bad. I'm so unorganized with this stuff. They gave me a discount code. This app company did, and I forgot about it. Where is it? Why can't I find it? Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see this on YouTube, make sure you go to Brew Your Mind Pod on YouTube, and you can see that it is everything you wanted it to be.
Yeah, and while he's searching, I'll talk a little bit more
I found
about
it.
Over the Moon.
But yeah, talk
okay.
about it.
Go
Talk
ahead.
about that some more. All right, so we got some categories. I want to show everyone this app. You know what I'm saying? It just got a bunch of different categories. Justin, have you seen it?
Yes.
Should we do what category do you think we should do?
I think you should close your eyes and pick.
Man, New Year, New You.
Gross.
Should we do that one?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this is like New Year's Eve stuff. All right, we're just going to do a philosophy one because that's my favorite one so far. So, how about we do this? What does that even mean? Okay, how's this one? What's more important, doing the right thing or doing things right?
I love the way you look at the camera after you said that.
I got to make contact with the YouTube.
I think it means the same thing. You tried to get me.
Doing the same. Next.
Next.
Well, here's what I think, and it sounds kind of nihilistic and apathetic, but what is the right thing?
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? Is it based on your moral
Laser.
thing? Lasers. Are aliens right or wrong? You know what I mean? I think they're right, you know? No, I don't know. Is doing the right thing more important than doing things right? What does that even mean? Should we give an example?
Yes.
What's an ethical? Okay, how about your family's starving
Okay.
and you have some bread over there you can steal to
The
feed your
right
family?
thing would be to get that bread for them,
But is it doing the right thing?
but it's not doing the right thing. So I think I will choose the latter.
So how's this? What about if you and a bunch of Redditors get together and you know you can bankrupt a company and make a bunch of people lose their jobs that may not deserve it, but maybe 2 or 3 in that hedge fund. But you get together and you just meme the hell out of GameStop and you buy it all up, run it up, you know.
Dude,
So-
GameStop and AMC are no longer going bankrupt.
There's a side effect
That's
to that.
crazy.
That's good. So we're looking at a case of you have a railroad here, train coming down, and you have a choice to pick what track it goes on. Where if you let it go straight, it might kill 10 people. If you turn it, it will kill 1 person, but it will definitely save the 10 people. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, is who's doing the right thing? Are the Redditors on the rocket ship to the moon? Because I'm part of that too. I bought 1.25 stocks, so I'm gonna be rich. One stock, but I'm saying like it's fun and games. But like once are we dehumanizing when we think the hedge fund? We think they're all billionaires, evil, taking advantage of things. When maybe it's 3 people. Also, we're in the military. Our leaders and people order things that are pretty fucked up sometimes. Does that mean all of Reddit should cancel us? You know what I'm saying? We're more or less sort of a hedge fund, right? We're working at a hedge fund. So what is the right thing? Is there a right thing? Or is this just like... Because like you said, hedge fund, they go bankrupt. 1,000 people lose their jobs, whatever. But GameStop and AMC go way up good, right? So what is the right thing? Or what is doing the right thing?
The people. We're not thinking about the people in the hedge fund,
right,
like you mentioned, those that put themselves maybe through Harvard or something.
Yeah.
A 29-year-old that is still paying back student debt and is just trying to keep his head above water and do the right thing that his bosses tell him to do. No longer has a job because a community on Reddit, just a meme community, got together.
Yeah. With a vengeance, from like 2008.
Yeah.
These things happen because of hedge funds and whatever, stock markets. But these might not be the same people. This was like 13 years ago.
True. So,
I don't know. What is it's all fun and games. It's been fun to watch it. I like Wolf of Wall Street. So do you. It's fun. I don't know. Like, who do you... I don't know what the right thing is in this. Because it's all fun and exciting. That's a question that doesn't
have an answer.
But I don't feel like there's many people really posing that question. I've seen nothing but like, we're doing the right thing. This is fun. And, forget those guys at Wall Street. They've been corrupt. And it's like, well, yeah. But is it 10 people that we're talking about that control the business and this and that? Is there more? There's probably more. But I'm just saying, what if there's 10,000 others that are just like trying to get by and I just have a job? It's just like if someone stops us on the street and we're wearing our uniform and they're cussing at us for Iraq in the early 2000s under George Bush, whatever happened. We're like, that wasn't us. Or I don't know anything about that. Like, you're yelling at me for like, I'm just trying to have a stable job.
So here's a question for you. Do you think it was the right thing to pretty much freeze the stocks, the meme stocks and the cryptocurrency?
No way. No, not at all.
Just
that was
to
insane.
ensure that the hedge fund and whatnot would prevail?
No, because the thing is, they're playing the game. They're in this war. You don't go to war with guns and stuff. And the minute they roll out something that's better than a nuclear weapon, you can't just hit pause and say, wait a minute. We weren't briefed about this. This is not part of the rules. You just die and you lose. Yeah. So it's really, that move is what made the whole thing, made it feel like we were, the Redditors are the right side of this. But the whole time I was thinking, I was like, okay, this is all fun until I was like, well, who are we targeting exactly besides an idea? Because there's a lot of people that are, innocent, caught up in this.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about, being in the military is like, there's a lot of negative things that the military do, and I was thinking, people could be, their perception of me, but that's part of the game. I know that's going to come. The judgments are going to come. There's people that work at hedge funds. They're going to have to go to sleep with that on their conscience as well. So I'm not saying I care about those people. I don't. They're in the business of making money and doing that thing. I don't feel bad for them. I don't.
Yeah.
Just like when I hear about, I don't know, like people being ridiculed about being in the military. I'm like, that's kind of part of like, there's things that happened 20 years ago that are messed up that people are going to be upset about. And that's just like real life. And like, I'm ready if someone comes at me, that's fine. But yeah, that whole thing when they froze it, absurd. Twist and turns left and right. Robinhood took it off. You couldn't even buy the stock anymore. Absurd.
That's what I'm saying. I think this. I think we still haven't
Crazy.
seen crazy yet until next week.
Yeah.
I think when we're going to see some real craziness. But hey, I think in conclusion, GameStop is still going to be around because of them. Still be able to trade your games in. Movie theaters are still going to be around because of those on Reddit. So I think the right thing was done.
Yeah.
Maybe just for a different purpose. I don't think they were strictly doing it to save these businesses, but they did, and that's the benefit out of it. And if some people lose money because they jumped in because their friends told them to, or family just like, let's do it, and now you don't have dinner, well then you go, yikes, but
Yikes.
we'll see, dude.
Those
All
are
right.
those are the consequences. Okay.
It's the causes, effects, it's the checks and balances. It's the way of life. We do it.
That sounded like some bars there for a second.
I was about to spit.
It's the cause and effects. It's the checks and balances, and that's the way we do it.
Do it.
You know?
Give me a beat real quick, Jesse. We'll shut it down with a little freestyle. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Listen. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm done.
Bars.
Shut it down.
Well, sick. Hey, 1 hour mark. We reached it. Jesse, what do you got for us before we close it?
Well, I was ready to go for 2 hours today. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not going to happen until we're in person.
What do I have for us? Not much. But thank you all for listening. For real, it's been so great. Thank you to those who have reached out and said to us that they have that feeling that we're catching our stride here. Because when you voice that to us, it really does, kind of, gasses us up, and then, man, I don't know. Again, this is like the 4th time I'm saying this, but if you don't watch this on YouTube, Brew Your Mind Pod, check it before you wreck it, and that's all I got. Justin Cape.
Sick. I love when you use my full name. And hey, we'll make sure that Jesse never ruins the introduction again.
Oh my God, I ruined a streak.
Next time he cuts me off, he's
Dead.
No, hey, thank you so much for listening. You guys are awesome. Don't forget to brew your mind.
Brew your rocket ship. You say pregnant. It ain't mine. Yeah, I don't know you're lying. You want to know the truth? How I feel? Stop tweet watching so I know it's real. Girl, lie to you.